Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today, it's another opportunity for us to right our wrongs in the last game in Anfield. I really don't blame our guys. We put in a shift, had various conversations with my peers on the panel, about the game, and it felt a bit negative. But that's not why we're here. We're here because we are looking forward to another opportunity to, bring back the 3 points back to Emirates. It's the game it is the Arsenal game versus Nottingham Forest in the Emirates. It's a 7:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff, 6:30 a.m. Right, CST kickoff, right? Um, Unfortunately, we have a lot of people that are not going to be available for the game. We have the likes of Saka, who is still suffering from his hamstring injury, William Saliba, his ankle injury, Kai Havertz knee injury. Gabriel Jesus is not news. He's been out for a minute, even though he's now training, lightly on the grass. And then of course Ben White and Norgard, I think they trained today, but they're still in contention of a possible lineup feature or not. It's not certain until Saturday. But from those that we have present in the game to face Nottingham Forest, another spice to this game is the big Ange returning back to the Premier League. He was just announced yesterday or 2 days ago, taking over Nuno Espirito. Some of the guys that I know personally who are Nottingham Forest fans aren't happy about the sack of someone who, sort of contended to be in the top four position in the major part of last season. He was really someone that brought a lot of hope, and eventually they ended up in the European competition. Nuno did that, judging from where they came a few years ago. So to sack him is one of the things we're going to be talking about on this show. First of all, see what the guys' thoughts are on the sacking and the appointment with, that had, that happened just like a shocker. So I want to start with Jamie. Jamie, I think late last week we were hearing rumors that Nuno and Makanaki, I don't know if that's the real pronunciation of his name, they were having a bit of, I'll say, misunderstanding. There were some unsettling conversations that we're hearing behind the scene, and then from nowhere, we heard that the dude has lost his job. Did you think that, from what you've heard of what you researched, what did you think about that sack, and what do you think about Angie's appointment?
Thank you, Diego, for having me today. Um, I think after what happened last season between Nuno and the owner of Nottingham Forest, it was clear and obvious.
What
You
happened
can't.
last season?
He stormed into the pitch. I think there was a bit of a fracas, on substitution, and it happened. A Nigerian happened to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
Because
after that,
there was an interview after the game. I think Nuno was asked, and he
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
"Oh, he was just being passionate about,
Of course, of
replaying the
course, he will say
season."
that. Of
Right.
course, he will say that, right? He will say that. But at the end of the day, look at it. It's a disgrace what he did. Coming from the
I've never seen a
owner
thing like
side.
that from an owner before.
Yeah, you can, and I assure you, you can never see that in the EPL ever again. It's just an overzealous owner that thinks he can coach and do whatever he likes in the EPL. And it's a shame.
But
It's a shame. It happened to
would you attribute that to passion, for
no,
his team wanting to succeed and demanding and being
no, no,
involved?
no.
Unlike our owners who like to take the back seat and just.
That whatever he put up, whatever he did that day, it was a shameful thing.
Hmm.
Passion has nothing to do with it. It was a disgrace what he did. And I can assure you that whatever that was going through Nuno's mind at that moment, he wanted to probably punch him on that day. And I'm glad he did not do. And it's a disgrace what he did. As a manager, you should compose. As an owner, you should lead by example.
Have some self control.
Yes, have some self control, even if you're losing. Imagine Wenger or the owners of Arsenal doing that when Man U hit us 8-2. storming the pitch and screaming and all whatnot. Nah, that was a disgrace. I honestly don't agree with him. And since this season started, I think they've been trying to repair that relationship, but Nuno wasn't having any of it because, of course, it would ruin his career. If you have an owner coaching as well, that's bullcrap to me. Let the coach do his job. He was hired to do a job. Let him do the job. Let him make the decisions. Give him the players that he wants. If you don't want that, then I believe the best thing for them is to part ways. And he has been hanging with Big Ange a lot, even before they made that announcement. So
Yeah.
there have been rumors that they've been hanging out, and the minute I heard that, I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Right. If
Nottingham Forest, they were battling relegation just about a year ago, and Nuno took them from the slums, to the high-rise buildings, and today they are paying him back, like this. It's a shame. It's a shame. They lost a great manager, and don't get me wrong, they hired another great one too, a manager who knows how to win. And it's gonna be a tough test for Arsenal. They are coming off a loss last weekend, last 2 weekends, and also Arsenal. Um, we went to Anfield and we couldn't pick up any point there. So these are two teams that are struggling now. But I think um, Arsenal really need to do the work because, like I mentioned here, last season we lost 4 times last season and we couldn't bounce back with a win. So these are worrying times for Arsenal. If we can be able to shake that off, bounce back with a win after a loss and not a
yeah.
draw, then yeah, it's gonna be an interesting season, and I think we'll go a long way. But if we drop points tomorrow, uh, man, it's gonna be square one all over
No,
again.
no, no. I don't think that is a conversation I'm willing to even.
It's
Entertain.
unacceptable.
Yeah,
It's
It's not
it's a
acceptable.
must. It's a
Must
must-win
win.
game, and for various reasons. But before I even delve into the game proper, for some of us, I haven't really watched Ange prior to Tottenham's Forest appointment. I think he was there for two seasons, and then in those 2 seasons, he played one style of football. I mean, he was known for his highline style of game and football. But it looked to me that had its pros and its cons in the sense that
right.
attacking wise, they were much of a threat. They could score goals, they would score goal, but defensively, they weren't able to, contain those leads, especially when um, the tall, lanky Dutch centre back, what's his name? The one that would cover up for his space, Van der Ven, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, Van der Ven.
Van der Ven, right? Yeah.
Mickey Van der Ven.
Mickey Van der, exactly.
Mhm.
That was one of his saving graces. Someone that was able to play highline and was able to cover up their
Cover
deficiencies
up, yeah.
with the speed. But we don't have that. I don't think there is anyone as fast as that in the Nottingham Forest game. So now I'm trying to. Also, before then, I noticed in in the semi-finals and finals of the European Cup, Europa League, that he made changes. I saw him being a bit more frugal, finding a balance and not, because obviously Chelsea was Man U was gonna deal with them if they decided to push forward like
The
he would
highline,
normally
yeah.
do. They decided to push all that, all the way. So, but I noticed that there was some sort of, he kind of like paddled back a little bit. He kind of, found a balance between attack and defense, and that was how they were able to maintain their lead. Do you see him using that same for a lesser team like Nottingham Forest? I think this question is for you, Alexis. For a team like Nottingham Forest, who, I mean, offensively they are good, but defensively you can't compare that to a lot of the teams in the Premier League. Do you see his tactics changing? Or do you think his game style will be repeating what he's been used to, or we all know him for in Spurs, or do you think he's gonna try to find the balance and try to see how we can manage? Also, into perspective the fact that he's coming to Emirates, his first game this season. What do you think his approach would be?
Okay. Thank you for having me again. I really appreciate that. Um, Number one, if you talk about tactical game or anything, Personally, to me, if it's offensive wise, I don't think Nottingham Forest would be like a threat to my own defensive team. That's just the fact and the truth, you know. So I don't really see, because me looking at the game, it's just me seeing my team going into the game, dominating the game, and winning with a match of a lot of goals in that particular game. So I understand, if a team have a new coach, there's always a new, tactic. You don't even know what they're going to bring up, in the team. You're not used to the coach. It's a new thing, so we don't know what to expect. You understand? But I feel, as a team, as an Arsenal team we have, I feel we should be ready for anything or whatever to win. It's just like us playing some European games, going to Champions League to play some games, because you are not used to those teams. So you just have to be ready on whatever they're going to bring up. So it's just like the same exact thing. So no matter the tactic, the formation is going to bring up, I don't think we should be afraid, or we should be scared, or maybe it's going to hurt us in any way. Because me looking at that game, oh my God, it will be all about us now, about that day. Trust me. So yeah,
Jamie, we know,
Yeah,
and yeah, I was going to ask you the same question, but we know Ange as the master of highline.
yeah,
Just like I asked Alexis, is someone that is very stubborn with his tactics. When they were losing and when they were 17th on the table last season, bro, change your tactics, change your formation, change something. It's like, this is what I'm for. I will usually win in my second league in the season. And
right.
guess what happened? He won.
and he
And then
won.
his press conference
Man
today,
of his words.
I listened to him. He's like, I
I
also
don't
win
feel just
sometimes.
luck anyway, to be honest, but
And guess what? They are in Europe. I think they're in Conference League, and they have a big opportunity to win that Conference League and play in the Europa League next season. So, what do you think about this appointment? First of all, I have my own personal opinion about him. I don't think there's any such thing as manager bounce, not at this time of the season in Emirates,
yeah.
when we are 3 points behind the league leaders. People that won last season and won this time is our time. So, do you think that there's a thing like manager bounce when it comes to Ange? What do you think about the appointment generally?
I mean, it's a brilliant appointment for Nottingham Forest and their fans. For them, it's brilliant. I mean, Big Ange, she's been there. He's not had a great season in the EPL. Playing in the EPL, maybe cup competitions. Yeah, of course, we'll say, yeah, he won the Europa League and got Tottenham off that hump. But I somewhat disagree with Alexis in the sense that new tactics, we don't know. Nah, man, I don't I don't think that is the case here. We have solid players. We have a good coach. They are playing at the Emirates, and you cannot tell me that they are going to come with play high line. The only thing they are bringing is energy, and we should be able to match that energy too.
Yeah,
We need to bring that energy
I'm
as
actually
well.
saying what you're saying anyway. Probably maybe you misquote me. I'm saying that even though there's like a new tactic the coach is going to bring up, I don't think we're going to fall for it. You understand? It's just like us
Yeah,
playing some
whatever.
European team. We are not even used to.
Right.
You understand? So at the end of the day, we're
Yeah.
going to go into that game and win. So it's just something like that,
This
getting a
this
new coach,
Arsenal
a new
this
team.
this this Arsenal team, they don't have to worry about play your own tactics,
Exactly. Yeah,
right? Play
and win
your
the game.
play your own style of football, and you're gonna win the game. We shouldn't worry about tactics. We shouldn't worry about overlapping. We shouldn't worry about the high line. Let us play our game the way we know how to win. Ateta knows how to win. Play to win. Don't go and try and play anti-football like you did at Anfield. Restricting the boys from attacking. Play that attacking football. Even if we go down 1-0, we can still score 3-4 goals.
Exactly.
Play to
Yeah,
win.
it's
Period.
football. Yeah,
Don't I don't know why he's scared of telling his fullbacks to run the pitch. Go on, attack. You don't even have to return. Catch your breath there. The midfielder can cover up for you. Just do something. Keep attacking. That's the Arsenal
Guys,
way.
calma, guys, calma, calma, calma. I think, if I'm mistaken, this is not PSG versus Arsenal. Please, guys, this is Nottingham Forest Arsenal. There
Yeah,
is
but they
no
can hurt you. They can
cannot
hurt you.
hurt us. And I'll tell
They
you why they
can.
cannot. No, they cannot. These people cannot do jack in Emirates. They cannot. You know why? Our last 6 meetings, we won our last 6 meetings against Nottingham Forest. Goal difference is 19-2. Like last 6, 19 goes to Arsenal,
That
2
we
to
always
Forest.
score a lot of goals against them. That's the
Nothing
thing.
is going to change from Kupao to Nuno Spirito.
Yeah, but
to-
this is the mentality. This is the mentality we always use when going into games like this. If we go into a game like this, having this mentality, we are going to lose or we're going to draw. I consider draw a loss right now
No,
against
of
Nottingham
course,
Forest.
of
But
course.
if we go in with that mentality of, yo, we are going to win the English Premier League. We don't care if this is Liverpool. We don't care if this is PSG. We don't care if this is a relegation battling team. Whatever it is, at all costs, get that 3 points. I don't care if
Exactly.
it's a dirty game, get the 3 points. But if we go with the mentality of we've won Nottingham Forest, we beat them the last 6 or the last 8, we're gonna lose.
No.
We're
But
gonna lose.
what I'm saying is, history plays a big role in football psychologically.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, big teams tend to disrespect smaller teams, and it's normal. I mean, there are games when the team sheet comes out in the season. There are games you know like we're winning these games.
Especially Premier League, yeah.
These games, it's a bit tough, or we're gonna try and grind it. This game, we'll probably get
Yeah,
if we manage. And this
but
is
you need to show
exactly
them respect too.
no,
I mean, they've
no, no,
been
no.
there.
We're not. No,
They are European champions. They're former European champions. We need to show them that respect.
that was before.
Nottingham Forest,
That was before I was born. No,
the same,
I didn't watch them becoming European
yeah,
champion.
but show them that
You know, that
respect.
was in
Like
1980
it,
something. You know what I'm saying? Bro, what I'm telling you right now is this is not negotiable. We are going, even if we play our B team,
non-negotiable. I agree.
we should be beating. You know the kind of squad we have. Bro, I watched Hincapi against Argentina. Boy,
What
that
I
boy is
tell you,
about to explode.
remember what I told you earlier? I
See,
said Hincapi might be our best defender.
yeah,
I told you that.
That boy is, you know what?
I
And I'm
said
worried.
that.
So I am excited with what we are building, what Ateta is building. He obviously understands that it is this year or nothing.
Yeah.
And I sincerely believe personally that we're going to win something this year. I don't know if it's the UEFA Premier
and
League or
and and
UEFA
do,
Champions
do
Premier
you
League.
sorry? Do you
But
know
yeah,
something?
just so
Okay,
let me land my point.
okay,
Sorry,
sorry,
Alexis.
sorry.
So, but ultimately, I'm just trying to make it clear that we have no reason to not win extensively at our home ground
I
with
agree.
Agree.
with people like Inkapi making their debut
Mm.
appearance, with with Eze
Eze.
making his debut
Full
home
debut, yeah.
appearance as well. Our lineup is star-struck. You saw what Nonimadueke did. He was easily the best player for England in the last 2 games for the World Cup qualifiers, right? So I think we're overanalyzing this thing, and I think let's also understand that this is Arsenal versus Nottingham. No disrespect to Nottingham,
Yeah,
but they are nothing to be compared to the Arsenals. That's number one. Number two, you said something when you mentioned that a lot of Forest fans are probably excited about the appointment, and I beg to differ. I have a Forest supporter that I know personally, and I spoke to him earlier in the week when the news broke, and he was taken aback. He was disappointed by the retirement of Nuno Espirito, and from what he's told me as well, his other friends as well in the UK are not happy. That guy Nuno has done a tremendous job, but I can understand that when the owner is not happy with an employee, for back of F the fans, he's gonna do what he thinks is best for his investment. But Alexis, sorry that I cut you short. What were you gonna say?
yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to talk about Nottingham Forest, about the manager changing and everything. So okay, what I wanted to say earlier is that if you come to think of it now, this is the first time. Let me say the fourth season that one of our key players is going to get injured, and then we are not scared. Like we are too. It's just as if I feel like this 2015, 2014 Man City squad that if one get injured, the person coming in is so very good that you even have to be scared of, oh, are they going to perform or not? So that's how good we are right now. So the most important thing is just Arteta to know how to manage those players, because sometimes Arteta just overdo. That one aside, for the Nottingham Forest, I just feel the reason of the sacking is based on personal reasons, between the owner and the manager. That's what I feel. Because a team like Nottingham Forest, for them to, for the first time, making top six, or is it top six or top four? Okay, I think top six, and getting
They
to
didn't
an
make top
European.
six.
They did not make top
They
six.
didn't
Is
make,
it top eight?
They were literally 2 games away from qualifying from the Champions League.
Damn.
yes, but they didn't end up making top six. I think they were last season. They were seventh. I know. I know. With Manchester, with they are relegated to playing the Conference League, right? I can't remember what happened, but I
I
know they
think
are playing the
they
Conference
are
League. It was
either
supposed
a
No, I think
Conference
I
League
think they
or
finished
Europa.
sixth.
I'm
Yes,
not
no?
sure. I don't have it in front of me what they finished, but I know they didn't finish. So where did Aston Villa finish? Where did Tottenham? Tottenham was 17. So where did
Newcastle finished
Newcastle finish fifth?
fifth,
Aston Villa.
sixth.
I mean, I can always check. Let me confirm while you
Okay,
guys
it
are
was it
talking.
was seventh. Nottingham Forest was
Seventh, right?
seventh, and
So
Okay.
Aston
seventh,
Villa
right?
is
So yeah,
sixth.
I know they are playing in
So
the
the rest of
Conference
the
League.
five are in the Champions League, because we can get 5 teams into the Champions League. So as I was saying,
Right.
I feel a manager that could take a team into that position, you can hardly see a team like that to just sack that manager. You can't use it to compare a big team like us, which, even though you make a top four, and then our aim is for you to to win the league or to win something. If you are not satisfied, we can sack you, but not like a team of Nottingham Forest. So I feel the reason is just a personal reason between the owner and the manager, which likely nobody knows, maybe behind the door or behind the scene, wherever. So that's what I feel about that, that sacking of the manager and all like that.
My Dixon brother, thank you for joining today.
Whatever.
I for me, I am reminiscing on the fact that Ange is back to the Premier League. I am excited about that. You know why? Because he has never found a way to win Arsenal or win Ateta. I don't. He cannot do it now. He didn't do it then. He's not able to do it now. He's Mr. Highline, and we've been discussing if he's going to continue with that approach or if he's going to change something to something more subtle, something more respectful. He thinks so highly of himself. Like I was talking to the other guys before you came in. Um, he's obviously made some bold statements today during the press conference. I always win in the second season. And then today he said something, I can also win in the first season.
Typical
You get
big
what
Ange.
he speaks tough. And, I think it's time for him to be very humbled. I don't think he's received some humbling anytime from Arteta so far. It's been a very narrow win in his days at Spurs. But what do you think? First of all, is there any such thing as an Angie bounce or a new manager bounce? Regardless, it's an Arsenal game. That's going to be his first test. Because from what I hear, a lot of the fans are not happy. I don't know how that will trickle down into the dressing room. I don't know if the guys are elated having a new manager, having found a very mutual bond and respect with Nuno. I mean, it came as a surprise, if you ask me, even though rumors were lurking, weeks back. But with Angie coming in, do you think he's going to do anything special against us, or do you even see him as the best fit for this Nottingham Forest team?
Saturday's game is written in the stars. Um, there's never been a new manager bounce even with Ange before. So I'm actually happy it's not Nuno we're facing, that it is Ange we're facing. When he play the high line, the question is, does Nottingham Forest have the players to play that high line with? And I feel like he's the kind of person that he's as stubborn as Arteta, so he would want to
Yeah.
play that. He would want to prove a point, and he would want to play that high line, and that would be his detriment, man. That would be beautiful for him to play because
Don't
the
don't
other
don't
day
they
I
play,
was
don't they
the
play,
other day I was
don't they play with wing backs?
they do. That's exactly
Once you
why
don't try it in this system now, it's over.
No, yeah, but he will. Ange being Ange, he will.
Pressing with the two wing backs and just leaving the three centre backs.
Yeah, he will. Trust me,
That
he will.
that would be.
I was looking at the Arsenal team, and I don't know. I think I sent the video I made to the Arsenal group,
Team A versus Team
and
B.
yeah, and I was looking at the team A and the team B, and I'm like, there's no way. There is no way this team should not win something this season. And then we now have a game like against Nottingham Forest. Like this is the game where we make a statement. And Ange has never been that manager to stop that, right?
Yeah.
He's never been that manager to stop that. Also, all that talk with new manager bounce, it's not happening with Nottingham Forest. It's not happening with Ange coming in so abruptly like that.
Yeah.
I feel like with the how do I put it, with the team that he might put out on Saturday, yeah, it's him trying to prove a point and say he was the right man for the job, that they brought him in. So he's going to want to play that high line. We're definitely going to see that high line because he wants to score. He wants to, shock the Arsenal at the Emirates, and there will be nothing sweeter than him doing that on his first game. And then because he's not just trying to make a point to his owner, the owner of the club, he's also trying to make a point to Tottenham
Yeah.
and say that I didn't do it with you guys, but I did it with Nottingham Forest, and so the pressure is more on him than it is on us.
Well, I disagree with you respectfully, my brother.
Why?
First of all, Nottingham is not Spurs, so he's not coming. He's not managing a PSG or a Bayern Munich
Not same
or maybe a
players.
Chelsea. So the caliber of I don't. I mean, if I ask you guys to name the first 11 of Nottingham Forest first, you might struggle. They are not even, they are maybe at best a middle class EPL team, right?
Yeah,
So
half his
let's
players.
not even pay too much tribute to
But if
them.
we're wrong, you will be wrong. It will be wrong to look down on them because they've
I'm
come
not saying
close to
look down.
hurting us in
I'm not
recent past.
I'm not saying, but they've not. The last, like I was telling them, the last 6 meetings with Nottingham Forest, they've not won any game. We won them by 19-2 goal aggregate. So that's number one. Number two, Ange has not been able to beat us in his entire career. I think we've met like 4 to 5 times last season and last 2 seasons. He's struggled against Arteta, even with a better squad. If he dares that high line, we have very pacey wingers that can deal with him. We have Ben White on the
Gyökeres.
right, or we have Nkapi on the left. So it depends. Whatever he comes with, we have the right
But
person on.
remember, when you are dealing with high line, it's not about pacey wingers. That's what they want. They're gonna set that offside trap every time, and they're gonna fall for it.
Oh, that's why I love Arsene Wenger. I don't know if you heard.
Yeah. So the thing is, if it was, don't get me wrong, Thomas Partey is a brilliant player, brilliant footballer. He did so good for Arsenal. But if we had Thomas Partey and Big Ange is playing that high line against Arsenal, I would say, okay, probably we might struggle because he's never the one to break, those passes. He will always look for Bukayo Saka or Matt Odegaard. But we have Zubimendi, man. He's a monster. He's
And
one of the most brilliant midfielders ever, and I'm sure he will break that line. He will make sure he will see that run. That's what I'm certain he will see that run. But I don't think Ange will be stupid enough to play that high line against Arsenal. He doesn't even have the defenders, to track back. Like Diego said earlier, they had Van der Ven last season. When they were in trouble, he will always run. He's a pacey defender to cover up. I know they don't have that. They don't have any defender like that. To cover up. So it would be very stupid of him to have. If he plays that high line against Arsenal, I assure you, first half we'll be looking at 4-0. in the first half.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I don't think he will try. He will go defensive. He will try to get Zubimendi off the ball, because every team now is noticing that he is the orchestrator, of the team. You
Mm-hmm.
saw what he did against in the international break,
Mhm.
against the two teams they played, and Rodri. I'm sorry, but I don't think Rodri can ever start for Spain ahead of Zubimendi, because he's
Zubimendi.
been
Well,
brilliant. You might say injury, you might
yeah.
say whatever you want to say, but look at how he has been playing. Look
Yeah.
at that midfield partnership with Gavi and Pedri. Bro, that is immaculate. Rodri has his own style of play, don't get me wrong. He pairs better with Fabian Ruiz. But with Gavi, Pedri, and Zubimendi, Spain is the team to beat in the World Cup. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah.
Because of time, guys, I'm trying to keep this under 30 minutes. We're a minute beyond it. I'm just going to mention what I think our first 11 should be, and if you have any contrary opinions to the players, then you can let me know. Obviously, we don't have Saliba, so I'm thinking he's going to go with Gabriel and Mosquera, central defenders, and he's going to go. Um, what's his
Califury.
name?
Cape.
No, not
No, no,
Calafiori. The
no, no.
right back,
Timber.
Timber, and he's going to go Calafiori again.
Yeah.
Hikapi just came in. Obviously, he's not going to start ahead of Calafiori just yet. And in the middle, he's going to go Zubi, Odegaard,
Rice.
and I'm thinking he's going to do Rice, of course. Even though I think Rice should have a little break. But that's what I think. And then, of course, attacking wise, he's going to do Eze, Yokeresh, and Noni Madueke. Do you think anything should be changed? I know Merino scored 4 goals in the last 2 appearances, hat-trick in the last game in Spain. And, you don't want to drop somebody with so much fire in him, with so much who's on form. Do you think there's a shot for him to be in that midfield? Guys, what do you guys think?
Well,
Do we just leave it as is right now?
I mean, it will be criminal not to play him. But then again, unless you change Arsenal's formation and go 4-4-2, then you can accommodate Merino. You can 2 international games, 4 goals, bro. You
But
gotta admit
that was the
he's
same.
been balling.
That was the same position Merino played against Liverpool. He played him as a right number 8.
Yeah.
You
Keeping him
know,
on the bench. I mean,
it
I
doesn't
will
make sense.
understand. I will understand if
I,
Ateta plays him.
but exactly, I would
I
understand
will
It's
if
a
he
very
plays.
understand.
good headache to have,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I would
But guys,
understand
hear
that.
me
But
before we conclude. Right,
mhm.
this is what I've been thinking all morning. How about a tweak in the tactics where naturally when we are attacking, right, natural thing we do is we have our left back invert to the midfield. So what I'm thinking is, and this might be far fetched or crazy, instead of giving or letting our number 10 Odegaard circulate in that right side number 8, why don't you have him in a position where you want to play him and Merino? Maybe if Rice is not playing, have them move diagonally instead of moving further up the pitch. Just move diagonally. That way, you can give Merino a ball where he's much stronger on his right foot to score. Since our number 10 no degrees shoot, then have Odegaard, who prefers to have many touches on the ball, do what he does best, cross the ball to either a Gyökeres or a Merino. That way, you have maybe attacking wise, you have like a 4-4-2 in attacking. I don't know
That
if that
can
makes
work.
sense, but they are running diagonally, not running straight.
That can work. I mean, spot on. Like I said, I'm always up for Ateta, tweaking the lineup, making some, very drastic decision. I mean, good coaches should be able to,
Make
have
changes.
2 or 3 tactics,
Right.
and
In a game, plan A, plan B, plan
even
C.
us, the
Mm-hmm.
fans.
Mm-hmm.
We might be expecting a Calafiori and we see a Ben White at the left back. I'm just playing. So, just do something crazy, and I mean, I'm sure he must have watched some films and how Nottingham Forest operate and how Big Ange operate as well. So he will come up with something good.
Thank you, guys. Alexis, final score prediction time. What do you predict will be the scoreline come Saturday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time? What do you think the score will be at for us?
12:30 UK time,
Yeah,
2:30 Turkey time. Thank you.
Turkish time.
For me, I want us to get a clean sheet. So four goals. Jokeres to score 2 goals. So I'm good with that.
Another agenda. He doesn't score against the big teams. He's scoring only against smaller teams.
Don't go. No. I don't fucking care, man. They should just score every game. They should just score every game. That's for me.
Matt Dixon, what's your score prediction?
Arsenal
2-0.
clean sheet.
Jamie?
I'll go 4-0 clean sheet. We still haven't considered this season. I know that
We
free
have.
kick, man. Oof, that free kick. Well, okay, let me put it this way: open play. We haven't considered any goal yet. So, and I don't see us conceding anytime soon. So, I'll say 4-0 Arsenal.
No, I think it's a comfortable 2-0 win. Arsenal 2-0 win. Arsenal would always, when they score early, they know how to just slow things down and just be very lackluster. But if we are very, very upset from the last game, we should be able to give them beyond 2-0. So, that would be my prediction. Mike Dixon, I know you came in late. Can you give us enough, final thoughts so we'll round off?
Final thoughts. I'm ready to see the boys this weekend. Thank God international break is over. And we're gonna be seeing the boys. So I want Merino to play. Let me just go out and say that.
Where would you
I
play
want
him?
Merino to play, and I
I don't
want him
care
to
at
play.
this point.
I want him to play the same place he played for Spain,
That's
because
your
there were
team
some
over
runs
off.
he was making into the box. That was
Yeah.
how he got the goals. If you notice, whenever Pedri had the ball, he pushed forward, and then Iman or Izabal was playing like a 4-4-2. So
Yeah.
Merino plays, Merino assists, or Merino scores. Either way, we're winning this game. Lockdown, easy.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining today's preview, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, support this project, man. And just just show us some love, man. And we promise to keep giving you our very best content as we curate as time goes on. So, but
We're
thank
gonna
you.
eat on Saturday.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, and we're gonna hopefully eat very well. Excess carbohydrates. Thank you guys for joining, and see you guys after the game.